Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're listening. Welcome back to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I am your host, Della Strada, the free agent. And today I'm joined by my fellow pundits, Strives.
Hey man, what you saying, my guys? It's your boy Strives or Striver, however you want to refer to me. The moniker isn't too different either way. I represent Arsenal Football Club wise, England and Nigeria internationally.
Cool. Next up, Joey.
Yeah, it's your boy Joey Nomadic, aka Liverpool #1 supporter. Here to talk all things football and Euros, because that's all that's happening right now, to be fair. But yeah, man, we're trying, man. We're trying.
Hope for America. Nunes is banging out.
Yeah, he's doing his thing still. He's doing his thing. Uruguay actually doing their thing, to be honest.
Yeah. But he does do his thing for Uruguay, to be fair.
Yeah, and we got a few absentees. Marley Miles in Bali, Dre man. Where's Dre man gone?
Portugal, I believe.
Portugal. Okay, yeah. The man on annual leave. So that's the three of us today. So as usual, you can find us on all major platforms. You can interact with us on Twitter. Are we on TikTok?
Yeah, man. TikTok, Podcast Pundits, TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. We're all over there, man. So yeah, let's get into this. Obviously, this is the Euros edition. Before we talk about the main event, which is going to be England and Slovakia. Yeah. Let's just quickly talk about a few games that are played before the England game. So starting off with Germany 2, Denmark 0. So that was a very close game, and there's a few key moments that could have swung the game in either direction of both teams. Starting off with the first incident, which was Germany's disallowed goal, which was from the was it from a corner or for a free kick anyway? But it was for offside for obstruction. Yes, it was disallowed for obstruction. So Joey, what's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it was similar to the one. I don't know if you guys remember the one in the Carabao Cup final. Liverpool scored. I think it might have been McAllister or Endo that blocked. But essentially, what happened was Kimmich stood in front of a Danish player. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, when the run was being made, he purposely turned around and stood in front. You know, like in basketball when they pick a man off. Yeah, so he did it, but he didn't use no tact to kind of like hold it off. So like kind of like style it out. So it was an obvious free kick to me, but it was crazy how Ali McQuaist was losing his head when he was commentating on the game.
What was he saying?
This is crazy. It's definitely a goal. It's definitely a goal.
Yeah, I
think it was Schlotterbeck got one header.
The header, yeah. I thought it was a bit soft because, like, I just obviously it was planned. It was something done in the training ground, but it looked at it. Okay, maybe he could have been a bit more cuter as in Kimmich, but it's like,
I think that's the exact word Ian Wright used as well, cuter, in terms of like styling it out. But yeah, so you can stand still in the box, but you can't move in front of somebody's path and stand still. That's when it becomes obstruction. So let's say, for example, if I'm standing in the wall of a free kick and I just stay in the same position and then like Kimmich ran straight into me, then that's not a foul on Kimmich. But yeah, I think again, so the way he could have styled it out is, so when they do that in free kicks, somebody provides a screen. So let's say, for example, if I ask you to screen me, then you stand in between me and Kimmich, but or me and whatever the Danish guy is. But there was no tact, man. You just kind of have to like maybe turn around and face the goal to make it look like you weren't trying to block his run, man. But VAR will probably pick that up as well because they'll see you have a look over your shoulder to see where that guy's going. So
yeah. Well, that's not what VAR should be there for. But we know what VAR are doing at these at the moment.
What I can't remember though is whether VAR caught it or the ref called it.
I'm not sure if it went to VAR. I can't remember.
Yeah,
not sure. But that meant it was still 0-0. Then as the game proceeded, Denmark then wanted to score a goal. Anderson. He went off to celebrate, but then it was called back, and that was called back and looked into by VAR, and that was offside. obviously when it comes to offside, it's literally it's black and white, and it may be your toenail, it may be whatever, but it's literally black and white. If you're offside, you're offside.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. People are complaining about that, man. Like they think they're like there's no advantage, but it's one of the few things that you have that is black and white in the game, man.
Yeah,
I think that should be the least of people's concerns. But what I did, I think, so it ended up being Delaney who was offside. I think it was the guy.
Yeah.
So, because I think initially Wes Anderson was further offside than him in that phase of play, but then he came back onside. So I thought maybe they were gonna look into it, but it turns out it was just Delaney. But yeah, like, there's no complaints, whether it's a toenail, whether it's a hair, whatever part of your body you can play the ball with, man. Like, let's leave it as that, because I'm hearing that Arsene Wenger's got a role with FIFA, and then they're trying to like
a daylight.
Yeah, bro. Like, why would you add?
There'll still be marginal. I think there'll still be marginal offsides, even if that Wenger offside rule comes into effect. It just benefits the attacker rather than the defender.
Well, why are we trying to benefit the attacker over the defender?
I guess it will potentially make more exciting games.
But they say that, but why?
Yeah, bro. But be exciting by developing better football, or just developing the way that you play the offside trap.
Well, you say that, but then England's been getting ripped a new one for being so safe and defensive. So clearly there's no.
No. Come on.
I'm just saying we just lean towards one way.
Category.
When you're looking for excitement, you look more for attacking play rather than defensive prowess.
But let's say, excitement comes in the form of watching the game and watching the game, like the game play out. It doesn't just come just in the form of seeing a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say Slovakia won, they beat England. The game wasn't amazing. So we're going to get into the game. Just the mere fact that they scored a goal doesn't mean that it was an exciting game. So it's like, just because we're going to make changes to benefit the attacker. No, let's make changes that benefits football overall, because that's what people just want to see.
Yeah.
But then the goals in quick succession was quite exciting and was quite thrilling. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that happens. But it shouldn't make rules to say let's benefit the attackers. The rules should just be fair on both sides if possible.
Yeah, because people act like it's an attacking game. No, it's like it's both. And like, some people watch it to see both, or some people watch to see attacking and goals. Some people watch it to see defenders prevail, man. But just to go back to what you said, Shrives, it's like Georgia, for example. They play a very defensive game, but they're an exciting team to watch, man, because they've got good outlet players. So you can play defensively and still play exciting football. But
then wouldn't you say the excitement comes from them Kvaratskhelia?
Why are you trying to say these names, man?
Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, that was a good attempt still.
Yeah, no, you know it is. It comes from them being on the ropes and defending with every ounce, and then being able to explode and have an outburst. If, for example, their defense wasn't great and they weren't playing defensive, and Kvaratskhelia was getting on the ball, then there'll be no space for him to run into. So so it's like you can't have him being exciting without the way Georgia plays.
Like they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Now, wait, like the game is obviously like you can't have a game of just attacking football. Like, I totally appreciate both. I was just kind of just saying the differences in, I suppose, Wenger's offside system to the other. Like, and everyone that naturally resists change, and I don't even know that I'm for it, but when I was looking at it and thinking about it, I was thinking you're probably still going to get marginal offsides. It's just going to be flipped. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, to your point as well. Because people are resistant to change, but you kind of do have to evolve the game a bit, man. Because I was watching F1 yesterday with Tobes and my boy Toby, and then they every season they like change a rule where like, you've got to reduce the size of the spoiler, or you go from like a V6 or a V8 engine, or there's just little things like that, and then basically you have to adapt to the new rules and just make it better, and it makes it more entertaining. So them ways Lewis Hamilton or Mercedes can't keep on dominating as well, man. But yeah, man.
Obviously, them sort of things, it's a lot harder when you're trying to apply that to like football, because it's a global sport and there's like leagues and everything else. But going back to the subject of the Germany-Denmark game, obviously we were just discussing the incident being offside. VAR is black and white, you're offside. Speaking of like making rules to benefit the fans or to benefit the games to improve it, Germany then went on in the other end. Someone crossed it in and it hit
Anderson.
Hit Anderson. So that was given for a penalty. So, and I think there's been a lot of noise and a lot of pundits, fans saying it shouldn't have been a penalty. So what was your thoughts on that, Jerry?
It was a tough one, man. Like his body was to the side, but his arm was just like up to the side. Bro, that's football, man.
Exactly.
Like it was a natural position, man. So I think they just maybe have to look into what a natural position is. But then, what is the actual rule on handball? Is it something hitting your hand?
Demonstrate that again. What his hand was kind of up in the air like this.
So you know when. So like basically, the guy's about to cross the ball and then he turns like that.
Yeah. So,
okay.
like,
you know what I mean?
Unless he's got his hand.
I think his hand might have been like that.
Yeah.
But the cross was close to him.
Yeah.
Turning away as you do on a cross, and it's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to, bro? I can't play football like this, man. It's not how football's played, man. So.
Yeah. I know, like back in playground football, we used to like. We used to simplify it by saying, "No, it's ball to hand." If it was ball to hand, then we didn't count it. But if it obstructs a goal scoring opportunity, then it might, you know what I mean?
But it's.
I don't think it even did as well, but yeah,
it didn't. And one, it's the close proximity of the hand to ball, and it's a natural movement. You know, it's like it's if the ball traveled traveled a bit, then you can say, okay, yeah, it hit his hand, or however you want to rephrase it. But it's clearly ball to hand based on the proximity and based on him being in a natural position. I think the rules say if it's in an unnatural, I think that's where they're getting it wrong as well, because they're saying if it's an unnatural movement, but your hands where his hands were, they were natural.
So I suppose a grey area becomes, what do we consider to be natural?
Yeah. Do you know where I do kind of sympathize for them is that I think the problem they have when they try to say natural position, all that kind of stuff, they just don't want players making their body bigger, like having a bigger profile. Like, for example, when the keeper comes out and then he puts his hands out and then puts his legs out, whatever, it basically tries to make himself big in it. When you have your hand here, you're making yourself unnaturally big in a way that has an advantage to you and disadvantages the other team. And you're using parts of your body that outfield players can't use. So that's why I don't think it's a handball. I think it's a soft. But if you're gonna make that the hard and fast rule, let that be the hard and fast rule, bro. There's too much grey area. If it was black and white, I wouldn't have an issue with it.
But it will never be black and white. That's the thing. It will always be subjective based on the referee.
Yeah. So and then I don't know. We've said this a couple of times, man. Like, is it maybe that's just football that when you're playing with a certain referee, he's going to have his interpretation of the game. I think it's when it's the individual referees are not consistent with their own decisions. That's where my problem is. So, like, for example, I don't know, like when you play FIFA or something, you might get this black ref or this Chinese ref, and then they're angry and bro, that is racist. They always make. I'll tell you, bro. I'm telling you, bro. No, I'm telling you, in FIFA, the black ref is always aggressive with the cards and all that kind of stuff, innit? But I can't get away with this.
You're playing PS5 and you're hurling racial abuse at your team.
I'm being racially abused, bro. They're saying that black refs are aggressive or Asian refs are aggressive, isn't it? But no, we should have some consistency with Michael Oliver, knowing, all right, cool, that's Michael Oliver, that's going to be a penalty or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe that's the best we can hope for.
Cool. And obviously, it was given, and Havertz stepped up, took the penalty, and he slotted it, but what's his name? Schmeichel did well to he didn't fall for the for the dummy or whatever you want to call it, or the stutter that Havertz did in his run. So that made it 1-0, and then from there, obviously Germany wrapped up the game. Musiala scored. We're going to come to the England game, but there's been talks about Jude being the golden boy, but you can't not look at Musiala and say, you know, this kid has got everything. You know, he's comfortable on the ball, he's composed, he can pass, he can dribble. Like, he's an amazing player.
Why did you bring up Jude to
no, because obviously
them two are like, you know what I mean?
They're boys, but it's everyone talks about Jude as if like there aren't people like Pedri and Musiala who are doing it and works.
Yeah, but Jude's England's golden boy, isn't it? Musiala's gone over to Germany now. Like, he could have been England's.
No, he was never going to be good. Come on, if you're, bro, England are making Jude better than the number 10. What do you think they'll do to Musiala?
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean though. Like he's picked his side, innit? So now you just gotta get behind pause, but you gotta support Jude Bellingham now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's that guy now, man.
All right, speaking of England, let's move over to the England game. So obviously, once again, England have got a fortunate set of games leading up to the final. Southgate's been very, 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 very fortunate since he's been managing England. I think that's why there's been a lot of claims that he should have done better especially with the squad that he's had. So going into the game,
do you believe that okay, I understand obviously on paper that England's got the more favourable opposition, and it's true. I would go as far as saying I agree, but seeing the way that the games are kind of panning out, do you think that's still kind of fair to say? Like, because even right now, like, Portugal's playing Slovenia right now, and they're making kind of hard work of it.
No, but would Portugal rather play Italy or would they rather play Slovenia?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying, but the games are tough either way, innit?
No, it's on top, but on paper, like, who would you rather have? So on paper, okay, yeah, on paper, it's the easier route.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they are guaranteed to win it, but in all of the tournaments that he's got to the final, England have had they've had the easier route.
Easier route, yeah. I'd concede that. But just obviously when the games are playing in practice, they seem to be
but let's be real.
Quite hairy.
If it wasn't England, the players, based on the personnel, they should be playing a lot better. But then we'll get into it. But let me just say, so going into the game, despite the fact that how England have been playing in the group stages, fair enough, they won the group. Did you think once they hit the knockout rounds that maybe things will change and things will pick up, or did you expect things to be the same England that we saw in the group stages? Go to you, Travis.
You know what? I believe the hype, man. You know the England players have been kind of hitting back at the media, and basically
on that. What do you think? Do you think they are right to be hitting back?
Nah, I don't really like that, man. I don't really like that. I think ultimately, man, you guys have been football players for a long time now. You know how it goes not even just in this country, just the sport in general. Like, fans are fickle, and opinions seem to change. And ultimately, if everybody's saying the same kind of thing, at some point you kind of just have to address the performance. Do your talking on the pitch. Like, I don't have a complete issue with responding, but when the responses are getting a little bit sassy, that's when I'm like, oh, come on, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just, you know what I mean? Like, what no one's against you. Like, everyone's saying what you guys know and have recognized for yourself. Like, there's no need for the sassy replies like, oh, well, you guys have been in this position and I can't see what you guys have won. They're pretty much saying that kind of thing, you know? But some of the replies as well, like, in the midst of that have been tasteful. Like, I noticed Declan Rice's reply to what's his name?
McLaren, not McLaren.
McLean or something.
McLean.
Yeah.
James McLean.
Yeah. I thought that was quite a tasteful response. So, like, really addresses it. But then, yeah, just not everything I've been in favor of. But yeah, like, in sticking with that, the way they've been talking, the way they've kind of almost said to us that they recognize they need to be on the front foot. They recognize they need to play free flowing attacking football, and that's what we're gonna get. So I believe them, bro. I bought into it.
Wait, who said that's what we're gonna get?
Pretty much. That's what Deckers was saying. Kane.
Wait, they said that's what we're gonna get, or
did they say we're gonna do better?
Yeah. Well, what does do better mean though? Like,
they're gonna try. I think it means they're gonna try at least.
Yeah. Well, I thought that it meant that they're not gonna be pinned back. We're not gonna have like 9 or 10 men in the defending the box, and there's gonna be a bit of space in between the lines, and we're actually gonna see what they're made of. And yeah, so that's what I expected, bro. That's what I expected. I've got to say, I felt ripped off. I felt a bit ripped off still, man. England made tough work of that, man. They made a very tough work of that. And obviously we know how the game went, but with a couple of minutes in injury time to spare, I'm waiting to see a lot of racial abuse. A lot of racial abuse. And England, I'm thinking England's going to be unbearable today. I was bloody relieved at how the game ended. Like, but it was bad, man. Like, not all bad, but mainly though. Like
It
I
weren't
think
all bad.
no,
Apart from the result, what was good?
well, I think Pickford was decent. Like I'm gonna
But
try and be.
how many chances did he? How many
No.
shots at goal did he have to save?
Yeah.
Yeah, what? But
Yeah.
he made an early save. Like I think in the first half. I think it was a decent save. It didn't look too apparent at first, but it was a decent save. I didn't like how Trippier kind of like got. I feel like Guehi he got booked here, but I feel like
Yeah,
that
that
was
was chip shot.
Trippier's naivety. I didn't really like that. And then
Sorry. What was the booking in that?
Yeah. So basically, it was early. Like Guehi kind of.
No, Trip did a back pass
did a back pass, but made it short, and then obviously it was kind of a short pass, and then Gueye kind of had to take the guy out, like in.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, like a cynical foul, basically. Yeah.
It wasn't cynical, but it was kind of clumsy, but he kind of had to do it. But basically, Trippier kind of just put him in crap, and I thought So I say that to say I thought it was quite positive that. Picking up quite an early yellow card, he was still kind of able to compose himself and put up a decent performance. Although, in my opinion, I felt like between him and maybe even Declan Rice, I felt like they were culpable for the goal we conceded.
Rice or Stones?
Stones.
Stones. Yeah, it must have been Stones.
Stones, Rice, and Guehi, I'd say.
Oh, what did Rice do?
Yeah, what did Rice do?
All right, so this is my opinion. I don't know if it would be shared by you.
I can't remember what Rice was.
So I think obviously Stones has gone up for the header. He's been out jumped or something. Yeah?
No, Gay went for the header.
No. So what happened was the striker was with John Stones, and then the striker's gone for the header, and John Stones has gone with him. But then he's seen Guehi coming across. And then after he started to drop back, but it's too late because now the flicker's happened, innit? So now John Stones is out of position and Guehi's out of position because he lost the ball. So and the striker's has been played through. No, the guy who scores has been played through. So Guehi's now
out. So who went up for the header? Was it Guehi? Went Stones?
Yeah, Guehi was in the challenge. Stones dropped off.
Yeah.
And then then Guehi's chasing.
Yeah, then Guehi drops because the ball gets played to the guy. Somebody play. I think because it's not straight from the header. I think there's one more pass in it, and then he's played in, and Guehi's running back, and obviously he's on the yellow because I know he was thinking about something, bro.
Yeah, but because you guys have confused me, man. Because all I know is I remember when the guys made the header. Is he the one that scored as well?
No,
it was a runner. So basically,
because the runner that scored, I felt like Guehi and Rice should have picked him up earlier.
No, it should have been Gay. I might need to watch again because I don't know what Rice.
Okay,
because I think Guehi was involved in the first interaction. So I feel like Rice is just there to Rice is kind of spare. So I feel like he could have spotted that danger earlier.
But where's Stones in that though?
Stones is
do you remember because Stones got sucked in?
Yeah, now Stones is trying to pull back. So he got sucked in. Yes, but then obviously the man that's making a run, I thought between Guehi and Rice, one of them should have picked it up. Obviously, Guehi took responsibility and started chasing him, but I also think Rice could have as well.
Yeah.
I need to watch it again.
Only because I can't remember where Rice was. But all I know, in the situation where there's a header opportunity coming up, Guehi plays on the left side of the defense. The header's on the left side of the defense. John Stones is closest to the guy before he starts running to go and win the header. Communication there. Like Guehi has to shout Mark's ball or Stones has to shout my ball in it or whatever. And then they need to make a decision. But the thing is that they both are drawn to the ball. And that's where it's a bit childish. And now everybody's out of shape. So maybe Rice should have been covering.
I think it was Gay. Goes Rice.
Yeah, no, because I was thinking that spare runner though, like he's not picked up. Because he's part of that. He's part of it to begin with, and then he's able to make that run into the box, and then that's who he ends up chasing.
Wait, was it no? It was a long ball. Yeah, flick on, and then I think somebody gets the ball and plays a runner in. I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, what happened? So it was a long ball, and Gay had a man on the left side of the ball.
Yeah.
And then John Stones had a man, but the ball went to the guy that was closer to John Stones. Gay, he left his guy to go and try and then
focused on the ball.
Yes, that's what.
That's what I think John Stones should, because if it is kind of Gay's fault, but John Stones needs to say.
And the guy he left, the guy that he left ends up scoring.
Well, the guy who Gay left.
Yeah.
So what happened? That's obviously Gay's now gone off at head and he's missed it. And then instead of him to run back into position, he sort of stands still. So what now happens is that I don't know if it was a midfielder, and then runs into the position that he should have been filling or covering.
I think it's the guy,
and then he plays.
I'm positive it was a guy.
No, so basically, instead of so he was very, and that's the worst thing to do as a defender. You should always be proactive rather than reactive. So he lost the header and he sort of just like stood still, or he was just like sort of standing or walking back. Instead of him to run back into position, if he ran back to cover the space, that player wouldn't have had the space to run into. So then he ran into the space. So he was already ahead of Gay. So then when the ball went through, he was ahead of Gay. Gay was behind him, and as Jerry said, he was already on a yellow card, so he couldn't.
He couldn't take him out.
Is there an argument that if the person going up for the header should always be covered?
Yeah, but but I think if you watch again, so Stones,
you know what?
Stones may have missed the header, but he was in his position. He was still goal side. Gay was no longer goal side. He was he wasn't in line with the defense. So that saw that space and ran into it.
And Rice could have anticipated, though, no?
Trippier was already bombed on already, or maybe high up the pitch. So Gay left that space, that left side of the pitch, it was open. So someone just ran into that space and then slotted it in.
Yeah, see, but I've looked at that, and I mean, that's why I say I know I might be alone in this, but I was quite critical of Rice as well in that, because I felt like Rice could have anticipated or picked up that run. He saw the run, and he just, like, it was almost like, that's your man, you deal with that. Whereas,
I definitely need to watch it again, because for when I watched it, the only two people I saw.
Okay, I'm watching it now. Yeah, so basically, the ball gets played out from the centre back, long ball from Skriniar. Gerhi comes across. Ooh, bro, you guys, you don't need to watch this.
Yeah, and he missed the header.
So I think if you watch it, you can see they're both entitled to go for the ball.
Yeah, but
I think John's right? no, because it's actually on Gerhi's side.
Yeah, but Gay left his player. So unless if me and you are playing, I've got my player right in front of me. You've got your player.
He didn't leave his player, because the guy so I'm watching it now, bro. So like the guy who is with Gerhi is a wide man. So when the ball comes up in the air, like he's not actually marking him. Technically, he doesn't need to mark him because he's like a winger. So Trippier technically should be in there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's pushed on. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So John Stones shouldn't be getting dragged out to that side because there's so much space in behind Gerhi. When you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Wasn't it so? But they both had a man each, right? Essentially, when I say man each, I said
yeah.
So if you deep that now, say if Gay comes to win that ball, he lost the ball. Let's say he lost the header. If that guy got a flick on, that flick on was going to that player that Gay has already left. So Gay should have stayed. He should have stayed with his man and let John Stones challenge for that ball.
So the ball didn't go. So the ball went into the middle where who is it? Carl Walker actually comes across. I think you're being a bit harsh to Declan Rice, to be fair, Strives.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it as well. I just because I'm thinking to myself, why did I pick out Rice here as well? Look, you can see the man run right past Rice. Can you see?
But what space did he run into? He ran into the space that Gay should have been covering.
No, but Stones was there though.
No, Stones was man marking someone.
Gay... No, Stripes, he hasn't run past Rice.
He has, bro.
No, he hasn't, bro. Watch it again, bro. He's in front of Rice, bro. He's in front of him.
Watch it from when the ball gets played in, and then the way he goes in for the header with
he just from the wide, and then he comes into the middle, but he's in front of Declan Rice.
So he's kind of like, so let's say Rice is here. Yeah. He's kind of like there. I don't know if you can tell from my hand.
To the listener, there and then.
No, but basically, the winger drifts in from the right where Gerhi was. And then, so why I blame John Stones is because John Stones has gotten sucked in, and there's another man in it. And sorry, but the flick on doesn't go to the guy that Gerhi was with, because the guy that Gerhi was with is in front of John Stones.
But then he makes the run, and then someone plays him in, and then when he's making that run, I feel like that run could have been picked up earlier, in my opinion, by Rice, and obviously where he picked it up a little bit,
maybe, but then he's not a defender, so I don't expect him to have those defensive tendencies. If I'm going to be honest,
he's a DM, and the one thing that everyone keeps saying about him is where he's not playing forward enough the way people want him to. That he's been breaking things up, and he's the safe guy. He kind of he's that extra protection. Like
a DM is not a defender. Yeah, a DM is not a defender, but I don't expect because I expect Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Saliba, those guys to do that. He's not those guys, bro.
But
I think that's
guys,
too much responsibility.
Watch it again, yeah, and just only focus on Gay.
Yeah,
and just see the sort of thing that he does, and then you'll see why I think he's at fault as opposed to.
Let me watch it.
Yeah, not to be fair. Like even when I just looked at that again, like yeah, Gueye should have done better. So as much as I'm saying one of the positives is he was quite composed for most of the game, I suppose he did. He was quite pivotal in the goal we conceded.
Are you saying that his error was not covering, just freezing after you missed?
Yeah, 100%. You've missed the header.
Yeah.
So now run back into your position.
Drop back.
Like jog back, and before you know it, someone's sprinting into the space that he should have been covering. If he was in that space already, the Slovakian player's not went into that space.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. It's harsh on Declan Rice. Say, you know what? You've run all the way from midfield. Now you sprint past me as a defender. Gay should have been there.
Yeah, should have. You know what though? You know the Korea. I think he's still the Korea gaffer. You know Sterling. You know Sterling. Yeah. So he's always been saying that he reckons Mark Gueye he's going to get found out as soon as he comes up against better opposition. And I don't know if obviously that showing lends to his opinion there, but obviously having kind of just micro analyzed that little moment there, as well as the yellow card he picked up earlier. I suppose the positive that I was saying that he was quite composed and decent for the rest of the game, which he was. He still was quite, that naivety was quite costly for England.
Sorry, just to go back to the goal one more time, I don't want to harp over it, but I think it shows a lack of defensive awareness. I don't think he scanned before he went up for that header, which is fine. But when you say he's going to get found out, what do you mean found out about what? As in he's not a good enough defender? Or
I think
yeah, I mean, I suppose so, to be honest, because obviously it's not my opinion. I think he's been solid, and I think.
Well, what do you think of him in general? Forget about the Euros.
Yeah, like I think he's competent, bro. I think he's competent. I don't think we need to Maguire's been brilliant for Manchester United this season, but I don't believe that we're still going to have the days of Maguire being the crutch, like the CB by any means necessary now. You know what I mean? I feel like Mark Gueye has given a real good account of himself across this tournament. And I don't particularly share the opinion that against better opposition, he's going to get found out or shown wanting kind of thing. But I suppose you can always have moments where someone gets the better of you. And I suppose that was that.
Yeah,
I think he is good, Sergio. I think he is good, but maybe the point that I may agree with Sterling, I think there's when I watch it, I'm not 100% convinced. I just feel like there's a mistake. I know everyone has a mistake in it, but I'm not completely assured in him as a defender.
Careful, you know what they say about black defenders.
We know what OP says about. We know what OP says about
African descent defender.
Now, don't get me. He is good, and let's be real, he is young, but like I wouldn't say he's a top 4 defender yet.
Potential though. Potential to go into.
Who's top 4?
But then I'll ask you a question, Joey. Like someone like him, and you compare him to Quansah.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying he's not a top 4 defender. Obviously, Quansah plays for Liverpool, but technically, do you think he can be in the Liverpool team?
Yeah, because maybe you're talking about in the Klopp's Liverpool team. Because again, I don't know what's going to happen under Arne Slot.
Yeah, Klopp's team.
But I think so because he has the attributes and you kind of have the guy that you're playing with. Like me personally, I rate Virgil van Dijk a lot higher than I rate John Stones defensively. Well, in all categories, to be completely honest. But so I think when you have that guidance with you, we've seen a lot of guys can come in and play with Virgil. So I think Mark Gueye, he can come in and do a job. But that's why I also kind of blame John Stones because I don't think the communication was there. Maybe like you're gonna have to play with tighter reins on somebody who's not as experienced as you in that situation. But in terms of Gueye getting found out, I think he'll get done the same way John Stones will get done, or every other England centre back will get done. So I don't think all they're going to find out is that he's probably the same ability as all the other English defenders as well. If I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I think he is good. But I think he's got a lot more potential. He needs to grow into.
There's a few things that we found out in this Euro, just like how Saliba is miles ahead of Konate.
And you know, Konate is just doing charity work, bro. Like in Senegal. That's like, I don't know.
So yeah, back with it to this game. Obviously now it's 1-0 to Slovakia, and then obviously it's they go in 1-0 at halftime. I don't know if you guys were listening to the commentary. All the guys are saying Southgate needs to do something, make some changes straight away. Did you not think he'll be making any changes at halftime? And if he didn't, obviously we know he didn't. But yeah, let me ask you that question first.
I'll let Strives go on this one first.
Oh no, I don't think he was gonna make changes immediately. To be fair, because that's just not what he does.
Yeah.
So I just, but
what minute were you expecting him to make changes?
Just after like the hour mark, maybe 65, 70.
That's what I'm saying.
What time did you bring on Palmer?
I don't actually.
60 minutes or when it's 70
or something like that. Maybe, but definitely he said to him on the 60th minute, "You're coming on, bro." Like 100%. That's because it's very textbook.
Because they were making more of the changes than we were making, despite being ahead. And I think that's where a lot of people were kind of criticizing Southgate. But I approached this a little bit differently to a lot of other people because ultimately I know, like, let me try and make sure I word this right. So France, yeah, I don't feel like France have been firing on all cylinders in this tournament neither. Yeah, and obviously we're not in France to know what their media is like. But I wonder, like, all their main hitters being called for, like being like saying, "Yo, we need to drop this one, we need to drop that one," or are people more? Because even us, when we consider France, we're not saying that. We're just like, yeah, they're gonna get it together soon. Are we doing that? I don't know that.
No,
you know what I mean. So I just mean like when I equate it back to the England team, I'm like sometimes like you just keep your best players on. Because they can give you that moment of brilliance. So I'm a little bit different in the sense where I'm never thinking to myself, yeah, like we need to take off Saka. We need to Kane. At times I might have thought, yeah, like we can do with a different striker. But in the knockout stages, we know what Kane gives England. Like you don't really take risks with that. You get them again.
But do you not feel like again? That's probably why against Slovenia, he should have probably, maybe made some changes to see how these players were because he brought on Watkins in a second game. Watkins came on and done well. No one's saying you should now drop Kane, but it's tournament football. Your games are coming back. I mean, the games are happening
quickly,
very quickly. So when you have the opportunity to give players a rest, give them a rest because we all know when it comes to knockout stages, it's unlikely you're going to take off a Kane.
What changes would you have liked to have seen, Della?
Sorry, quick one just before you say that. In terms of regards of what you were saying about France, I know in Denmark they were slating the Danish team for drawing all of their games as well.
Oh yeah.
So people are getting cussed out here, bro. Like obviously Georgia got given 10 million for winning their group or whatever. And then but I did say last week about England. You can play rubbish in the group stages and win the tournament. Like we've seen people do that. Like Portugal, I think they qualified in third place and then they won the tournament. So it's not incapable, but it doesn't mean you don't deserve a good cussing from the people at home, bro, who are relying on you, bro.
Yeah, no, I know about sorry, let me let Della answer that. Like, what changes would you have liked to have seen?
On that, before I answer that question, just going on what you mentioned about the France and England thing, I imagine in France they're probably cussing their team or whatever. But the difference is they've seen their team win many competitions. England are doing this and they've never won. So that's why England are rightfully so getting this and this. And as you said, maybe when it comes to the quarters, you hope they'll click and they'll get it. So in terms of me, the only substitution I'd have made is because I think personally the Foden experiment it's not working how he wants it to work, especially when you haven't got a left back. So basically, Foden wants to come inside. Trippier's not really good overlapping. He wants to play inverted. So there's really no one with that width. So I would have brought on Gordon. But Gordon will stay out wide and it will create space. Foden comes in. Bellingham wants to run in that centre. Kane wants to drop into that centre. So it's just clustered. It's
true. We got too many players that want ball to feet and in the central area. I do agree with you there.
Yeah. So the first thing I would have done is maybe I would have let them come out again and give it like 10 minutes. If there's no changes, then the first substitution I would have done, and I know Maynard was playing well, but only because he was on a yellow card, I would have probably just brought Bellingham to play as in the number 8, make Declan Rice sit in the 6, and bring Foden in the 10. And then I'll bring in on. Then I've taken off Maynard and I brought on Anthony Gordon.
Even though Maynard was playing the way Maynard was playing, like,
he was playing very well. But I'm saying just because he was on a yellow card, and I want to make changes as well, because you also want goals. So I know Declan Rice can play that single pivot by himself, and we know that Jude can be box to box. And then Foden has a bit more control. So whether you're losing Maynard having that control a bit deeper, or you get a bit more control with Foden playing in his
natural position.
10. And then you've got runners in Gordon who will maintain the width, and that's it. And Kane. So you see how that goes. And then if that's not working, then I'd have put Saka left back and put on Palmer on the right.
Do you think Saka would have been left back had it not been for Wrighty's comment?
No, can we give them that much credence? Bro?
Yeah, I like to think he Southgate would have probably done it
based on what though.
Just the balance, man.
Yeah, that's a balance.
Left-footed, bro. Like, because I was just thinking, literally just now, bro. Bring any left-footed left back, bro. It doesn't matter if you play them or not, bro. Like, obviously, people said Tyreek Mitchell, bro. Even bring Aaron Cresswell, bro. I know he's like knocking about somewhere, bro. He ain't played a game this season for West Ham, but bring any left-footed fullback, bro, just for balance, just in case, so that you can do that. Like, Saka shouldn't be playing left back. I'm sorry, bro, but he shouldn't be.
So he doesn't exactly. And if he didn't have the foresight to bring a left-footed defender or a fullback in the first place, what makes you think he would have been bright enough to think, you know what, let me play Saka back there if it wasn't for the pundit?
No, I think somebody else said it. Somebody else said it in the team. I'm gonna give credit to one of his coaching staff, bro, like, who's been ignoring the whole tournament.
Yeah, I don't know what Southgate. I'm saying, because the question was what would I have done, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I would have done. Those substitutions. Then if that's not working, then I would have probably brought off Kyle Walker.
The stinky guy.
And bring on Trent. That's when you bring on Trent. You want someone to get onto the ball. Bring on the right back.
What did Kyle Walker do that was bad?
He made a few mistakes.
He was
misplaced passes and
in the latter end of the game, he was strong, kind of thing. Like
as a defender,
had to defend, innit?
That's his bag. Attacking, no, you can but so obviously Southgate didn't make much substitutions. I think we've gone through the substitutions. It was Palmer came on. Then
what did you think of Palmer's display? Because
it was okay. It wasn't as good as his the last game where he came on.
I don't want to.
I think it was clean, bro. To be fair,
you think it was clean, man? He misplaced a load of passes. Nothing was really coming off for him. But you know what? I'm gonna be fair to him. When you're being brought onto the pitch to create and make something happen, I'm okay with that. However, the same way we was waxing lyrical and saying this guy's the second coming, change your most consistent England player and right winger and put him left back for this Cole Palmer guy. It's the same way I want to see people say, "Yo,
but people are still saying that he should start ahead of Saka."
But people are they?
Yeah, but you have to bear in mind, like, sorry, what you're judging Cole Palmer on is go out there and play some football for us without any instructions, and obviously on the back of what was it, 5 minutes, and then you played the extra time. The game has changed completely from having a fresh Kobe Mainoo on the pitch and having fresh England players on the pitch. It's a different stance. So I'm not necessarily saying he should start over Saka, but if he had started and played not great, then I'd hear it. But I think people still have a case to say he should be starting the game so we can see what he's capable of at least.
You can play him on the left over Foden because
I think so.
He actually doesn't mind staying on.
But I think the only issue is that he's going to have to. I think he probably would do that, but he does like to cut in.
Yeah, he does.
I think he would have the same problem because, sorry, just going back as well, bro. Trippier on the right, bro, is so dead, bro. When he gets
on the left,
bro,
you mean?
Sorry, on the left. When he gets the ball, bro, like in swinging cross. Bro,
but you know what though? The one time he did one forward,
they're playing a low block, and you're just gonna get the ball cut back onto your right in swinging cross.
Yeah. I don't know why he doesn't try and go forward more, because when he did go forward, there was that really decent sequence that led to the disallowed goal. That Foden's always like offside as well.
I said it was trampy, bro. That was very, very poor to be offside in that situation,
bro. Because it was even poor the first time as well, bro. And this is what I mean. I also funny enough, I was one of the baby showers I was at over the weekend. Cuffy in it. I was telling you guys off my. And me and him, we're always arguing. He's a Liverpool fan in it, like, and sometimes it gets a bit tribal our argument. Sometimes it gets childish. We're kind of having a bit of a laugh and a joke at times. But one thing that this guy is always standing on, he says Foden's the most talented player in the England team, and that's not the first time I've heard that take. Yeah, and I'm just like, what constitutes the most talent? Like, how are you the most talented player in the? Because I disagree anyway. But I wonder, like, when people come up with such takes. Is it because Guardiola's made a couple of takes where he's saying he's the most talented player in this City team or most talented player since Lionel Messi? Is that what people are basing it on, just off what Pep said? Because we saw what Pep said about, who was it? Neves or
Nunes?
Nunes, yeah. So like Pep's always going to back his guys, but like things such as like timing your run, bro, ain't that basic? Like for someone of his perceived intelligence and quality.
No, I don't think it's like. I think it's more like technical ability and ball mastery and that kind of stuff, man. How you manipulate the ball, how you manipulate the players that are around you when you have a slight figure and people who are 10 times stronger than you, and you still manage to like ride the challenges, like Messi, for example. So when they say like, what was this term they used for him?
He said that is most talented.
Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about, like kind of like natural talent. I think that's probably what they mean. I don't know if that's true or not.
Because he looks Spanish when he plays, but
maybe. Yeah, I think, and I do think a lot of people. That's what they mean.
England.
He's definitely got output, bro.
Okay, for England.
But I think that's what they mean, like how Spanish you look or how like, Brazilian.
Yeah, because even when people use stuff like ball manipulation, he manipulates the ball. What the hell does that even mean?
Bro, because that's not the whole game, innit? Like, because like we said, if that was the game, then Adel Taarabt is probably the one most of the talented player that's ever played in the Premier League, bro. Right? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So again, I don't mean to draw out Foden, but yeah, I don't think he's most talented player. But
if you were to name someone on the England team, who is the most talented for you then?
I don't know. Like I don't know who the most talented is, but in terms of,
I think it is Foden. I think it is.
Yeah, I think
based on what?
Define talent. Just define talent first.
Like, I think if you played him in that 10, his ability to maneuver the ball, create space, shoot, pass through the lines.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this: Who's England's best right winger in your opinion?
No, it's Saka. I'm not saying. I said Foden as a 10.
No, I know. I'm just gonna ask a series of questions. Who's England's best striker in your opinion?
Harry Kane.
Best left winger?
In this squad.
It's up for grabs, bro.
I'll say it's up for grabs, but I'll probably say give it to Gordon.
Okay. And then best 10?
Phil Foden.
What about you, Joey?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, cool. Some people would say Jude, innit? Because
those people are mad.
Maybe. But so my whole thing based on the season, he's just told you. Based on the season,
that's what they'll base it on.
None.
They'll say he's the most talented because he scores goals and assists. Even the Spanish media said, he started off well, but second half of the season he tailed off. This is the same English media that's been saying Phil Foden, and every single time in this group when someone says, "Oh, Phil Foden," I'm not Phil Foden. Bellingham he scored a goal, done assist. I always said my first one I say is like, did you guys watch the game?
Did you watch the game? I know you do actually always say that.
No. So if someone says he's our most talented player based on what he done in the league, well, you might even watch it. So if you just look on the stats here, we know he played well in the first game, scored a goal. In the last 3 games, we all watch football. We know he's been poor. But guess what? He scored 2 goals in 4 games. So based on that alone, that's what
he looks good. I hear what you're saying. All right, let me just
who's your best 10?
Mine would probably be Foden as well, to be fair. But let me ask you this now. Right, so in all those positions that I just asked you guys, Foden's probably, in my opinion, been the least impactful in that position, and not through fault of his. I was just gonna say, not through fault of his own. Maybe we can blame Southgate for that, but based on what we've seen, like the anecdotal evidence, I struggle to concede that Foden is the most talented England player based on that, because from what I've seen and what's been delivered and what have you not. It's not really been Foden. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, there's a stronger case for Saka. There's a stronger case for Kane. There's a stronger case for even guys that's been left at home.
What do you mean by talent?
There's a difference between best player and most talented player.
Yeah. Because we can argue against his mentality because he's out of position. He's not delivering what you think somebody of that level should deliver.
Talented, but I mean, how do we measure it? So you're saying someone's got a better touch, you're saying better techos,
better shot, natural ability, but it's not necessarily taking instructions and delivering it on the pitch. That's not necessarily talent, if I'm going to be honest. Like I said, regarding Adel Taarabt, like technically and talent in terms of dribbling.
I think talent is someone that is can do all the stuff all the basic stuff, which we know that everyone and all of those footballers can do because they're professional footballers, and then players that can play in a system, outside of a system, and play multiple positions. I think Bukayo Saka is more talented than Phil Foden, but that's an argument I've been having all season, to be fair. But that's what I personally believe, and I think I can back it up just based on anecdotal evidence, bro. Like, who's more impactful, who delivers more, who gives you more?
But I think I think it's different. One's more talented and one's more impactful. I think there could be two different things. So I think Saka's more impactful. Foden is more talented. I think.
What do you mean by impactful?
Like he as Strive said, you can play him in any position and he does well in it. He can contribute in goals and assists. He contributes defensively. So in terms of the impact that he has on the team, he has more of an impact than someone like a Phil Foden. But if someone like a Phil Foden is naturally more talented, you look at, I'm not saying things look like they come difficult to Saka, but you see Phil Foden on his day when he's gliding past players.
Yeah,
bro, that's just natural.
And you know what? It's like when you look back and you see Chris Waddle and Paul Gascoigne and those guys, like compared to the rest of the England's team players, these guys stand out as effortlessly enjoying football.
Oh, actually, I'll use a better example. Paul Scholes, Steven Gerrard, or Frank Lampard. People will say Paul Scholes was probably the more talented out of the two.
You got Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard for me.
Yeah, in terms of talent.
Yeah, but exactly. But then he was the one that got casted out.
Yeah.
So but not say he had less of an impact than Gerrard and Lampard, but that's how managers probably perceived it. The same way we're looking at Phil Foden. Phil Foden could be the Scholes and say, you know what, naturally he's one of the most talented players for England. But in terms of his impact is minimal for England. Again, why? Because he's probably being played out of position, similar to Scholes being played on the left as opposed to his best position. But let's not get too hung up on that. Obviously, Southgate made all these substitutions. He made his last substitution on the I think 92nd minute.
What, Tony?
Yeah, and apparently he said Tony was disgusted. But how do you expect me to be? You know, you're bringing me on to do what when I'm looking at you?
And it looks like we're about to be out as well.
Yeah,
but Klopp's done better at that.
You said, I believe you're going to be the game changer. You've got something in this.
But brother, and Klopp's done that bare times. And so this is my thing, where I feel like I want to give Southgate some grace, because when Klopp's done these kind of last minute changes and we've not understood it, you know, like obviously you will know better than most, Joey, because you've supported Liverpool, and I feel like I've heard you like verbally express your frustration watching the team play, and sometimes the changes or not knowing what's happening, but then it works out. And it's just the same literal thing has happened with England, where Southgate, everything that we said was wrong, like in terms of, nah, man, Bellingham should get dropped, Kane should get dropped.
Hang on. No, bro. This is sorry.
And then I need to made a change. He's made a couple of changes, and those changes won England the game, bro.
By luck.
This is.
How can we call it by luck?
No, hang on. This is like you stabbing me, and then taking me to the hospital and saying, "Juice, I saved your life, bro." If he done the right thing initially, we wouldn't be having to rely on those things, bro. We wouldn't have to, because again, like Della said, against Slovenia, bro. Why are we playing Kyle Walker defensively, who can't make any progressive passes, and you brought Trent here to play that quarterback? Bring him on, let him play that. Let's play attacking football, bro. Why are you doing all of these silly things, and then in the last minute you're having to save yourself so that we can congratulate you? Nah, bro. Yeah. I'm not gonna forget how terrible we were throughout this game. And then you I don't even know if it's God's grace. I don't know what deal he did with the devil to get that luck at the end.
No, that's
I don't believe it's God's grace.
I like that analogy.
Because even with that, like if someone makes an impact in 2 minutes, okay, guess what I could have done in 20 minutes?
Bro.
You know? Like, he left Kane on, but guess what? Maybe if you're taking Kane off earlier, Ivan Toney would have probably bullied the defenders a bit more. England could have gone direct earlier, and someone like Eze, look what Eze done in 5 or 10 minutes before he went to go and play left back.
I'm sorry, Watkins is banging that same goal. Watkins is banging that same goal that Harry Kane banged, and we're going to see more from him throughout that game, if I'm going to be honest, because again, Harry Kane.
But we're surmising. What we do know is Harry Kane is a clutch player.
Yeah, but what we do know that he hasn't been clutch. He hasn't been clutch in the last 3 games, though. So why are we forgetting the last 3 games, bro?
What Jude has shown you, bro? Like, even though he was stinking McStinkerson for most of the game, he's also showing he's that guy, bro.
But listen to
he's
this,
that guy.
But imagine this.
I'm not having him as that guy. He's a guy.
Bro,
he's a guy, bro. How many people have scored clutch goals in this tournament, bro?
Bro, did you the amount of criticism that he's been coming under?
Rightfully so, though.
Yeah, but
rightfully so. And then in the dying moments of a game, he has the guile to do that overhead kick and get.
I swear to God, I wouldn't even care if you scored a goal from 50 yards out, smash it top bins, bro. We needed that we need the game consistency, because you can't rely on that. You saw what happened to Liverpool. McAllister scored bangers from here and there. Nunes scored the last second goal against Bournemouth. Della was saying you can't rely on that to do that. When it stopped working, it stopped working. You can't rely on that, bro. You need to rely on good tactics, playing good football, bro. That's what you have to rely on, bro.
But it's the players that are saving Southgate.
There we go. Someone said this is watching England right now. It's the same thing as watching Man United under ETH.
Yeah,
they don't play well.
MJ.
Did he say that?
Yeah, MJ said that.
Oh yeah. They don't play well, but they're escaping. It's not because of tactics. It's pure luck based on the personnel on the pitch. That's what England are doing, and you can't do that against. You can't do that against Spain.
We'll see. You
can't do that against Germany, because these teams will punish you if you're struggling against the likes of teams that you should be on paper. And my thing is, there's no guarantee that you should be beating these teams, but performance-wise, you should be having a much better performance.
100%.
You're going to be having these scares with these teams. So now,
what are we saying now? That Portugal and Slovenia is 0-0 2 minutes ago.
Portugal were never one of my teams, bro. I think MJ is the only guy who's been saying that Portugal are supposed to be on teams.
No, but a lot of people looked at the Portuguese team and was like, "Yo, this team they're on stuff."
They're underperforming. It's okay. Let me just.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to say.
You're right.
Okay, let me just try to use an analogy for this one. So just because at the end of the club, I bagged an ugly girl. I shouldn't use this one.
No. Cook.
Yeah,
I like how you're going.
Let's say, what sense does it make for you now? Just because, you know what, let me say I can make this drop. So I've got an ugly thing. You've got an ugly thing. Does that make sense? Why do you try and get something better? Like, why are we comparing 2 ugly things when you can get something better?
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's because
Portugal are ugly. And
that's because Portugal still. We should be comparing. Why don't we compare ourselves to Germany?
Yeah, or Spain.
Why do you compare ourselves to Spain? Spain's got
no. Let me give you a better one. So we're both out. Yeah, we're both out, and we're both saying like, and somebody, let's say like,
this is why I podcast.
Maybe let's say maybe Joey's like, Joey's maybe even rolled like, but he just wasn't involved at the time. Yeah, and we're basically. Like I've got an ugly thing. You've got an ugly thing, and then Joey's basically going to me, bruv, you should be doing better than that, bruv. Why don't you go and grab this? Why don't you grab one of them nice ones that was in that corner over there? Why did you go for the safe one option? And I'm like, hold on, nah, bro.
You can't do
it. It weren't that easy, bruv. It weren't that easy, bruv. It was a tough fixture, and I left with what I could. Yeah, and then I'm proving it's a tough
because
you're claiming I settled, but I'm saying look,
because why was it hard because
no bro, but
we know ugly things to give you a hard time. We know that. That's
I'm saying I'm saying Della, you're a shooter as well. I'm like, you're a shooter, so I'm like, if it was tough for you, why can't it be tough for me?
Well, you know the difference is
what I'm saying.
Let's say what, because I'm married. You and Joey are out. Yeah. So all night, you've been going for dead things. Yeah. And eventually,
what if it's not by choice?
No, it's by choice.
Hear him out.
But Joey's shooting. Joey's going for the
like creme dollars.
The creme dollars. Then cool. It gets to the end of the night. He hasn't got anything. So he goes, okay, shit, yeah. Let me go and leave with something. That's different, because at least he tried to do what he's capable of doing. You never even attempted. You just literally settled. And that's what England are doing. They've got all the personnel, but they're not doing what they should be capable of doing.
Okay.
So it's a worst case. If they were doing what they should be doing, when they have these blips, everyone be like, you know what, it's okay.
Yeah.
But
I think they're trying
from the very
though.
beginning.
No,
I think they're trying. That's my thing. Because that analogy works if we're saying England aren't trying.
No, I'm not saying they are trying, but
yeah. They're trying the wrong things.
Yeah,
they're trying the wrong things, and with the personnel they have, they should be trying a lot better things. Like Della said again, or loads of people said actually, just bring on Trent against Slovenia. Like, let's see what happens when we start putting balls into the box, or have a right back where let's not play defensive. Because the criticism of Southgate in a lot, like against Italy in the final at Wembley, bro, they had 2 shots.
Well, you know,
like, what's going on here?
Bro? Imagine when your best calms, yeah. You go to your boys' house, you pre-drink, you ain't all feeling yourself. Then all you do is move dead things. What's the point?
But what if you? What if?
Why did you make the effort? Why did you make the effort?
What if it's not? What if it's not?
Fucked up. How's it?
What if it's not my choice though? What if it's not my choice? As in, you're shooting, you're hitting, you're trying to hit the top bins. You're trying to hit top bins.
We know there's a difference between shooting for top bins.
Yeah.
And going for tap ins.
Yeah. We always acknowledge the guys that.
Yeah. We've all seen someone that's definitely shooting below there.
There's about numbers on the board, baby.
Let's go back to football. So
confidence is a serious thing, bro.
Every walks of life.
Sometimes you got to hand that penalty over to Havertz, bro.
What's his name? Bellingham's gone on to have his clutch moment, but before that, he was having a dreadful game. I know there were talks of we should have taken him off, or we shouldn't have taken him off. Cool. That was. Yeah, you could argue and say, you know what, it was the right thing to leave him on, but at the same time, it was a game that needed control. So if you had brought on someone that offered a bit more control, maybe England didn't get to that bit where you needed clutch. You just had someone that just dominated the game. Cool. Injury time comes in now. England score, courtesy of a Ivan Toney assist, Harry Kane header.
Sorry, just before that as well, the Jude Bellingham goal, we have to acknowledge that Ivan Toney was the one who led to that starting as well.
Exactly. So imagine
was that Ivan Toney? Or you?
Ivan Toney had the ball out wide, and then what was it? Was it a throw in? Did it come from a throw in? Yeah. So it started off. I think Pickford went long, and that was another thing, bro. Pickford has nothing to aim at in that game. You know, this guy likes to kick like a crackhead, bro. As soon as Ivan Toney came on, bro, you know that thing I always says that he does, bring the ball down or one touch. Bro. That's a instant impact, bro. Man, it's crazy, bro. But
yeah.
Sorry, go on, Della.
Yeah, no, I told you it was calm.
So he assisted with Kane's final goal. Then, as usual, England take the lead, and they sat back
immediately. Yeah,
I think that's why England fans are just concerned, because it's repetitive of what Southgate does and what England does. They did it against Italy, the final, and against. Better.
But the context there, can you understand it to some extent?
I don't mind it in extra time.
B-Man said it as well at the baby shower. He was like, why are they sitting back then? Why is England sitting back? Like, as soon as we scored, we're sitting back. But then extra time, and you've literally been behind for 95 minutes.
Yeah.
You've just found yourself ahead. It's like, all right, don't screw this up. Let's get into the quarters. Can you maybe understand it?
I get that, but you're now on the ascendancy. You're now on the front foot. You now demoralize this team. In the space of 5 minutes or less.
Everyone's knackered, don't remember.
Then that's why you bring in subs. That's the perfect time you bring on a Gordon. The perfect time to bring on a Watkins. You could have taken Kane off and say, okay, now do big man, little man, long ball, Pickford, Tony, bring that down. Watkins, run. It's game stable. Instead, you if you're tired, then take him off then, right?
Yeah.
But
do we give any do we not give Slovakia any credit for their performance?
Of course. It was unfortunate that they lost. It was heartbreaking for them, because for them to have held that literally up until the last couple of minutes, and they're gone, and now within extra time starts, and now they are behind. That's they are demoralized.
England's first shot on target was Bellingham's goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking Slovakia played decent as well. They play good, actually.
But I don't think they restrict. I don't want to be harsh to Slovakia, but I don't think they restrict. I think England restricted themselves to that being their first shot on target, bro.
You think so? Because England had the lion's share of possession.
Let me tell you guys something.
In terms of how they set up And like what we were saying initially, when Gareth Southgate basically put himself in the situation, and then he's trying to be like the hero who manufactured his own glory.
It's not hard to play against England right now because everybody wants to come to the ball. So all you have to do is just basically play a low block and say, okay, now beat me, because no one's going to run in behind. Kane's not running behind. Saka's not going to run in behind. Foden's not running behind. Trippier's not overlapping. Walker's not overlapping. So of course it's so easy to play against them. And then there's some stat here. England have made 2,670 passes. They've made the most passes in the tournament. But obviously making just backward passes.
Backwards and sideways.
He said Phil Foden has made the second to most back passes in a game.
Who's after? Who's first?
I didn't see that. I said, no. I don't think it was the England team said in the whole tournament. So that shows what direction their passes are going. So if you bought someone that can make
not Saka, by the way, he made the most dribbles in that whole game. Just thought I'd put that out there.
Saka's
no, it was a bit stinky as well.
Yeah,
but remember, I said it a couple of weeks ago, maybe even last week, that I think like Saka's been a bit underwhelming. But
I don't blame
ultimately, I just think there's been players that have been way more underwhelming, and I just don't really hear about them.
Of course. So
you think he's getting more criticism than
Saka?
Really, than Foden?
Well, you know what? Everyone's saying drop him. No one's saying drop Foden.
No, I thought everyone's
saying drop Saka.
You know what someone said to me the other day?
Or people that you're talking
to? It's just everywhere. Someone said to me, like a non-Arsenal fan, that they can see now how we feel about Saka. Like obviously supporting England and being behind Saka, and seeing how Saka gets so much unfair criticism or disproportionate. Maybe it's even fair. Let's say it's fair because he's not performing at his best level, but disproportionate negative criticism compared to his other colleagues. Like, there's only now that they're realizing it, having to support all of our players as an England thingy. Like, bro, like, Saka's always, in my opinion, just getting drawn out. Like, in fact, I think it's an Arsenal thing. I think the moment you come to Arsenal, because I recommend the most hated club. I know Marley Marl thinks Man United, but bro, like, did you see what BR done? Like that BR platform, that football platform, Bleacher Report. Bro, they done like the picture was even questionable. Like it was Jorginho with somebody pouring a bowl of spaghetti over his head because obviously they got knocked out. And I'm like, why is it Jorginho? Did he even play, bro?
I don't think he played in that game.
So why is it Jorginho? I'm like, I bet it's because he supports Arsenal.
No, no. He's the most famous player on the team.
When he put on the goalkeeper, Donnarumma.
Okay, but Bleacher Report, I think Premier League is the biggest league, so he's probably the most famous player, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Wow, man. In my mind, it's just not helping. Like this thing that's in my mind where I'm like...
That's definitely an exhibit in your case against...
Exactly. And then look how Declan Rice has been getting terrorised recently. He never used to get terrorised like this when he was at West Ham. All of a sudden, Declan Rice, they want Declan Rice to be... He wasn't a star player when he was... It wasn't 105 million, bro, when he was at West Ham. Bro, do you remember back in the day when we used to argue like who's better, Thomas Partey or West Ham? And I was always, I'm saying West Ham or Declan Rice, and I was always saying I don't think Declan Rice is better than Partey.
What do you mean? At Arsenal, when he was at Arsenal, or
just in general.
When he was at West Ham or Arsenal now?
No one.
Yeah, even when he was at West Ham, even when he was at Arsenal, I've always said I've put Partey above Rice, and I think like Rice has got something to learn. Through Partey. I feel like maybe it wasn't on this podcast, but I know that I got some pushback whenever I used to float that, and now all of a sudden, people are forgetting that Deckers is dope, but he's still growing. Like, he's still a young player. He's still growing. He's still like realizing his potential. All of a sudden, you want him to be Cruz, bro. You want him to be Busquets. Yeah. You want him to be Rodri. You want him to be all these forward players plus the Maroon runs. You want him to be this example of elite excellence with no room for error, bro. Like,
I have to offer some pushback.
I think it's been disproportionate with Rice.
I think Arsenal fans have a way of inflating players as well. So
have we done that? Have we done that this season?
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying in general.
We're not saying that he's a forward line breaking.
Have you done what?
What inflated Declan Rice?
Yeah, I think you guys definitely have inflated Declan Rice this season. Maybe not you specifically, because you've always said Partey and Rice, that stuff.
Okay,
but in terms of Arsenal fans, I think even saying maybe we should give West Ham an extra 25 million, bro.
Yeah,
because he can't. I remember that. I do remember that. But he played well. Like he's had a couple. Like his stinkiest performances all season been at the Euros. Yeah, been at the Euros. But that being said,
Bayern Munich as well.
Yeah, but that being said, though, he actually still has done what your six is meant to do. Like he's given great performances as a six.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And then my thing is, you got Kobe Mainoo there, yeah. And by all three of our admissions, he was probably the best or one of the best England players on the pitch until he got substituted off. If I'm Declan Rice, I don't need to be looking forward and looking for that intricate forward line breaking pass when I can see Mainoo's on fire. Like, bro, let me clean up. I'll clean up. Let me do the dirty work. I'll give the ball to you and you deal with it.
Della, you go and I'll go off.
Yeah, that's
how teams work.
In fairness to Dec, and I've always said this, when you play football, especially in midfield, it's all about having relationships, isn't it? And Southgate literally set these guys up to fail because you first you made me start with a right back in Trent. Obviously, there's nothing. It's not Trent's fault. And then you've brought on Gallagher, and now it's Mainoo. So it's taken them some time to form a relationship. And I've always said Southgate should have always started with Mainoo and let them play the group stages. So by now they've developed a relationship. And to your point, Declan is never going to. Maybe in a couple of years' time, who knows? He may have the skill set of becoming a Busquets / Rodri, where he plays the ball forward more often. But let's be, I think Declan is probably one of the best sixes around in terms of just breaking up play. And yes, play someone that's comfortable with playing forward passes, then you got a very, 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 very good midfield. But it's not his job requirement to be playing the line breaking passes, you know.
And but that's what he's getting drawn out for.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But obviously we're talking about the number sixes, and if you look at the best number sixes that have played recently in the Premier League, you're like, there's a period where Fabinho was unplayable, Rodri unplayable. I've never really considered Casemiro, if I'm going to be honest, but there've been these guys. All of these guys have been playing forward passes, have been spraying the ball out wide when necessary. So and I don't think we're getting that from Declan Rice at England, or even Arsenal as much, to be fair. But
again, we don't need him to at Arsenal because we've got Jorginho, we've got Partey.
Hang on, at West Ham, he was doing those things. So
at West Ham, he was ball carrying.
He was exactly
switching as well.
That's why I was surprised that when he came, I even asked, maybe in the early episodes, what is Arteta instructing him not to attempt any line breaking passes or something like that?
Maybe not line breaking passes, but he said the long balls. He said Arteta doesn't need him to be playing them passes.
Yeah.
Arteta wants control, so you can.
So that's why I thought if he's not doing that, then I thought, okay, cool. Because even like Gabriel was breaking lines with his passes, so like that's why I don't understand why I'm not seeing it from Rash. Because that's what I thought. Now that he's coming here, he's going to have loads of options. I'm going to be seeing that game. So I've been asking that question, like, how comes I'm not seeing that? So I do get when people are saying, bro, I'm just getting backwards passes. And
I can understand it. But my thing is, if there's someone better than you at it, then let that person do it. Yeah, we don't need too many chefs.
No, that's not true, because like I said, everybody at Man City can do it. Everybody, like Fabinho was doing it. He's not better passer from what I remember than Henderson was. Henderson was a decent passer. But Fabinho's doing it because I'm guessing he's instructed to do it. So I can only go with like what Lev was saying, that maybe he's instructed to do the metronome.
No, but Declan does it. Like even in that game, we saw him do a couple of forward passes, switch the ball a good couple of times. But it's just
line breakers.
It's just the intense pylon for him to do so.
Yeah,
it's not really indicative of his primary skill set. When you've got a Mainoo on the pitch, like,
but if you like, we're seeing Kante was doing it. He was doing it all. Not this game played today, but the last game that France played, Kante was doing it all day. So
what would you rather?
That's not his thing. But even like when Fabregas was talking about Kante, bro, this guy does way much more than just a destructive player. But
so you think the criticism has been fair then? Yeah, you don't think it's been excessive? Because I think
so. The only reason why I don't think it's necessarily 100% fair, I'll say maybe it's about 60 to 65% fair. Because the person in front of him, Foden, is compressed with Bellingham because he's playing out in a position where he's got no instruction either, and Harry Kane is not showing feet. So there's not like there's anybody for him to punch it into feet for. Nobody's like getting into that space, and even Maino's coming to pick the ball off of him. Like Dylan was saying, everybody's coming short for the ball. So it's the pass ain't really on, to be fair.
But yeah, that's what I think as well. You know, it's difficult. And but let's try and round off that because we spent a lot of England. But obviously, they will be going into the quarters to play against Switzerland. So this is a perfect opportunity for Xhaka to get his get back. And it'll be a difficult game because Switzerland are they're not no mugs. You know, they are well coached, organized, and Harry Kane. I don't know whether we should have said this out loud. He's been on record as saying that England struggle against a 3-man defense, and that's what Switzerland play. So yeah, what do you guys think? How do you guys think that game's going to go?
Did he say why they struggle against the 3-man defense?
I don't know. I think he said.
I think it's going to be a hairy game. I think it's going to be a hairy game, but I think England will get through it. Yeah, and did Switzerland play Scotland in this?
Yeah, and they drew. I think
it was 2-2 or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
1-1. I think it was
1-1. 1-1.
1-1.
Shaqiri
scored. Beautiful goal.
Yeah. So I mean, Switzerland obviously they had a brilliant outing against Italy, but we've also seen them play the likes of Scotland and be held. You know what I mean? So and
the Italy goal was a deflection. Remember? It was a deflection, innit?
Yeah.
And then they played a great game against Germany.
Yeah, they played against Germany and Italy.
Yeah, so they've shown.
Yeah, Germany scored the last
the header, Fulkrug, I think it was. But so they've shown that they're capable of getting the ball down, playing football, creating
and controlling the game,
games as well. So
yeah,
but I do think England will qualify.
Yeah, and I think England will raise their game. I think they will.
We hope, yeah.
But yeah, based on what?
Just based on the way
on them raising their game more.
Bro, the momentum, like the way that we just went into the quarterfinals, bro, that's going to be a different kind of euphoria. And also, I think it also kind of opens the door to, like, in Gareth Southgate's mind, hopefully that, bro,
penalty.
Have you seen what substitutions can do for you? Have you seen what a different personnel can do for you? So I think we might see it earlier.
You think that Southgate's seen that?
Bro, like, you know,
don't you think that's crazy that you've seen that in the first round?
I don't think it's crazy, but like, remember what I said? Like,
I didn't see it.
I was looking, but I was actually watching it. He looked hella soft.
You're doing that thing where you.
Oh no, yeah, I can see.
Wait, is that a pen?
That's a pen.
Yeah, it's a pen. But like, look at how the moment there was some clamour for Saka to go left back, you could Southgate done it immediately. So he's responding. He's responding to stuff. Do you get what I mean? So I don't know. I just think there's going to be a response.
But do you think he's going to make changes or go with the same team?
I think he's going to go with the same team. But I think he's going to make some changes because look at it this way. You see the front. Bro, like our attack has been
Obviously, Gay he has to replace Gay.
Yeah, he's got to replace Gay.
Why is he on a suspension?
Yeah, because of the illegal. But I think, bro, like how many goals has England scored? Like I think 2. Is it 2?
I think 3. No,
3. I think 3.
3. Okay, 3. Bro, like
wait.
They scored it in the first game.
Yeah.
Was it 0-0 against Denmark?
Ooh,
hang on. They won the group in 5 points. Yeah, so they beat
Was it 2-0? Was Denmark 1-1?
No, whoever they played first was 1-0.
I remember Bellingham's header.
Yeah, that was the first goal.
No, Denmark was 1-1.
So who?
Harry Kane scored. Harry Kane scored. Yeah, Harry Kane scored. So
okay.
And 1-0 against.
So 1-0, 1-1,
0-0,
and 0-0, and then they
2-1.
scored.
No, because I was gonna basically draw out England's attack, man. I was gonna say it's not.
No, I don't believe it is firing.
Yeah, it's not firing. So maybe a change needs to happen there. And I think like how you were saying, Della, that too many players are coming essentially looking for oh my days, Ronaldo is cooked.
Yes.
Ronaldo is cooked.
What did he miss?
He missed, man.
Yeah. Oh my days.
You know, he definitely wanted to score this goal.
Yeah, he needed that. He needed to.
That was a charity pen as well.
Crazy. So yeah, maybe Foden, man. And like I think Foden might need to. Foden might need to make way because I think
for Palmer.
I would probably go with Della's thing. Gordon, you know.
Yeah,
they don't want him, they don't want people to be running behind. And
Yeah.
what that the change that he did to put Saka left back, it just brought balance, and with that balance came a bit more control. But then he then did the mad thing of putting Eze there and putting Saka there. But I mean, on the right side. But
sorry, just on Gordon to go as well. In the Slovenia game, you could see Gordon would take players on, and like he'll draw them short, come short for the ball, knock it line, run onto it, and then because obviously the first thing he did was kick the ball off when he tried to do it, and then the next time the player was scared to go with him because he can see what he's capable of doing. So just making the right backs have question marks, bro. These guys know exactly what Trippier's gonna do every time, man. It's all good, man.
Well, and it'll work perfectly for Trippier because Trippier, he just knows Gordon's gonna run. So yeah, Gordon come short, spin over the top,
bro.
Basic. But cool. So we think England are gonna go through.
I think it's going to be a hairy game, but I think England's going to do it.
One of the main quarterfinal games is going to be Germany, Spain.
I'm looking
Teams
forward to
are
that
both
one.
on form. So who do you think will edge it?
I think Germany will. I think Spain's back line hasn't been fully tested, and I think at times they've looked like they can get got at. I think Spain's a little bit too organised. I think they've got a nice balance of youngsters and elder wisdom in the thing. Yeah. I think Germany's going to do it, and obviously home advantage.
Was Ronaldo crying?
No, he weren't crying.
Yeah, he looks like he is, bro.
Oh no! Oh my god!
They're all concerned,
bro. Is that Dallo? Dallo's rubbing his chest, his chest. No, but
he can't believe his career's ending like this.
You know what, man? Ronaldo's just being Ronaldo, bro.
What is it? You still got 15 minutes.
No, come on, bro. That is crazy. He knows what the headlines are going to say. He knows what they've been saying.
This is going to be the headline now.
Why are you crying? That's a superstar. It's superstar.
Now he's going to go and score.
Yeah. Then they're going to win it as well.
As your captain crying, you got 15 minutes because he missed a penalty.
That's crazy, bro. I'm throwing in the towel if that's my fighter in the rings. No, but I'm kind of
selfish. That it's half, and your team's concerned instead of having a team talk. But
I'm with you.
I would have subbed him still, and I said, "Yo, bro, sit this one out, man." That's it.
We got 11 men in the pit. Yeah, God.
Yeah, sorry, I'm with you, Stripes, because the fixture kind of reminds me of what the Barcelona versus Dortmund game was in the Champions League. I feel just Sane and Musiala.
Barcelona Dortmund or
Barcelona, was it PSG Dortmund?
In what game? The final?
No, the semi-finals. Who is it? Sorry, it's PSG. I think it's PSG.
Yeah, PSG Dortmund.
Wait, who? No, who knocked Dortmund out?
Yeah, Dortmund. I mean, Dortmund knocked PSG out.
And who knocked out Barcelona?
I don't know. I think they were done a while ago, man.
Anyway, but yeah. So I think
no, PSG knocked out Barcelona.
PSG knocked out Barca. Okay, my bad.
Even Ronaldo's mum's crying now. Like, look at they've done.
Oh, why did they show her for, bro? That's deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Germany have just got enough of everything.
Yeah.
And like you said, I can see that Llorente guy getting done. I can see Havertz has been looking.
He's looking good.
Yeah, did you see that? You see that mad skill he did, and then he fucked up the shot.
No, keeper saved that shot, didn't
he? No, it was wide. It was wide.
I was wide. Yeah.
But he's been looking good, man. I don't know if Arsenal fans are thinking they need a striker now, but I think
no, we do. I mean, a striker still. Hold tight, Havertz.
Cool. Yeah. Let's wrap it up there. We've been going on for a while. Back pages, guys. Anyone got back pages?
Yeah. My back page is going to Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, same. First, the back page is going to be full of abuse, and then the picture of him did it over.
Yeah. I think who else, man?
Yeah. But you know, on Jude Bellingham, I think he's under investigation for his celebration.
Yeah, he is. I think I saw that. Because he put the nutsacks thing.
Yeah.
And he tried to say that he was a private joke or something.
Wait, he grabbed his balls or something?
No, he done that.
Bro, like let these guys express themselves, bro. No, man, let them get.
He done it to the Slovakian bench.
But in my opinion, man, as I was saying, he's got big balls, man. Pause.
Right, sorry, let's talk about this Bellingham guy, bro. Why is he like such a nasty guy, bro? It's
No, bro,
hang on.
Bro, I mentioned you're
bro.
being contained, bro. You're being contained. You have to do like.
No, he's a wild guy. Like, he's like he always wants to fight on the pitch.
Bro, like
He's doing
the
PR.
first game. No, the first game.
He's
yeah,
perfect.
remember,
He's perfect for the PR. Like when he's having to do interviews, he's perfect. He says all the right things. The pitch is the only time he gets to express himself. Let him be nasty, man.
I'm not against it.
I'm just asking, why is he so nasty though, bro? Because even
bro,
do you remember that Mason Greenwood one? Yeah, like, what was the need to it, bro? The ball went out for a throw and he called him a fucking rapist. Bro. What's kind of there, bro?
Yeah, I know something might be wrong, but you know, like it's like when you're like you see, like when we were growing up, and there was always that like, there was always that like fable. I don't know if it was a fable, or if it was real life, but the pastor's daughter was always the one that was on things. She was the one that was always on things, bruv. Like she's lived a life of real, like she's had to be the good. She's had to be good her whole life, lead by example. Yeah. She's under mad pressure, but bit by bit, her friends are showing her like what the other side looks like, and she's always wondered every night when the parents go to bed, they might watch a little bit of porn. No. And then she gets to express herself when she gets to uni campus, bro.
Do you know what it is? I don't mind. I don't mind if you're.
Or even the pastor's son. Let me not even just restrict it to the daughters, bro. Because pastor's sons as well, they've been out there going crazy, bro. So
when it's like is it Diego Costa?
Yeah.
Them guys. That if you're gonna be a mean guy, be a mean guy. Because even Diego Costa is like he's a nice person, but he has that mean thingy. Like Luis Suarez, be a mean guy, bro, but don't come out in the media like pretending you're this nice guy. But every minute you're under investigation for what's happening on the pitch, bro. He's just a professional, bro. He knows what to say, bro. He's not pretending to be anything. He's just saying the right stuff. So you are putting your expectations on him, saying he's a nice guy. He's not. He's just a professional, bro. He knows how to use his words, bro. But then when he gets on the pitch, he's gonna get nasty, bro. He's gonna bang goals. He's gonna be that clutch guy, and he's gonna ask you who else but me. Was it against Serbia when he done a slide tackle and then he just barged the guy in his chest for no reason, bro? That guy, like I said, he's just thinking about his wife and kids at home, bro, and then bang in his chest, bro. What?
Mind games. Mind games.
No, you need that. You need that.
Mind games, bro. You know, like when you're a defender, bro. Well, you ain't met a nasty striker that's just stepping on your toe. You're like, bro, like we're not even in battle. We're not even in battle yet. But he's just letting you know. He's letting you know he's there. So now when he's coming up against you and you're like, oh, it's this prick. He's in your mind. He's in your mind because he's like, this dickhead, he grabbed my balls for no reason. The ref didn't even see it. Like, fuck it, I'm getting him.
100%. 100%. I used to do that stuff all the time. I never grabbed nobody's balls for the records. But I used to do nasty stuff all the time, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. So you're asking questions.
But I'm not budging. That's when we're doing our head-to-head. Like I said, this guy has just done the tackle. He's walking away, minding his business, and then getting barged in the chest, bro. It had there was no.
That's normal. That's normal stuff, bro. That's normal stuff, man. Watch a couple of documentaries, bro. Ian Wright will tell you all about it, bro. He'll tell you all about what he used to do, bro.
So he's just like a old school Vinny Jones.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Come on, this is normal, man.
Yeah, he's back pages then. Who's yours, Della?
Yeah. I'll give mine to Nico Williams. He was born in for Spain.
Yeah. He's sick still, can't
I heard he's available this summer.
Yeah, I think 60 mil.
Yeah,
right close.
Yeah, but
yeah. All right, cool. Let's wrap it up there, guys. So, listeners, we'll be back again next week, Monday, after the of course, it will be the England quarterfinals that have been played by then. So, we may have some good news or some bad news, but either way, you still see us. No, you still see us and you still hear from us. So, yeah, over and out, guys.
In a bit, guys.